We've discussed chart 5.1 on consumer prices, and now it's time to move toward the other important determiner of consumer confidence, and that is the work week. The work week and other employment opportunities have a big effect on household income. Now, for many professionals, it's difficult to understand the importance of the work week, especially the manufacturing work week. But remember that most wage and salary earners are wage earners, and they don't have a career which marches ever upward with promotions and larger salaries. A wage earner is limited to the wage scale, and therefore upward opportunities are limited. Therefore, for the wage earner, the length of the work week is extremely important. And whereas a salary earner does not get paid overtime, a wage earner is paid overtime. And therefore, overtime earnings are extremely important. And that, of course, gets to the length of the work week. If the work week is short and overtime opportunities limited, that limits the take-home pay of the wage worker and, of course, depresses consumer confidence. If the work week lengthens, there's plenty of overtime, more money flows home, consumer confidence rises. And you can see the strong fluctuations in this chart, 5.2, and you can see the these fluctuations over time. Obviously, the mid-60s were a time when the work week lengthened dramatically. But look at the late 90s. From about 95 through about 2000, the work week, the manufacturing work week, was quite long, and really dramatically so. And this is, of course, one of the foundations of our observation earlier that rising wages were one of the problems management faced in the late 1990s. Clearly, with a work week this long, with factories this busy, management hired more workers. And as management hired more workers, wages went up. But you can see it was not just a matter of rising wages and rapidly rising wages, which of course benefited wage earners, but the work week was so long and provided rich opportunities for overtime earnings. When the recession hit, a work week fell, overtime opportunities eroded. But you can see the work week has picked up some in the recovery from the recession. And now, certainly by the year 2007, overtime opportunities have rebuilt. But we're really not yet to the level we had been during the dot-com boom. Now, if we move on to chart 5.3 and take a look at job growth, this statistic also is an important indicator of household welfare. This chart measures in thousands the number of new jobs added each month. And you can see during the dot-com boom, there were approximately 200,000 or 300,000 jobs added each month for several years in a row. With work so plentiful, confidence couldn't help be strong. And then look at the plunge during the recession. For a couple of years, job growth was negative. That means jobs were being lost. And sometimes to the tune of hundreds of thousands of jobs a month were lost. That certainly has to depress consumer confidence. Now we're back up into positive territory. Each month, 100,000, sometimes more, jobs are added each month. But it's not quite as strong as it was in the late 90s. Keep your eye on these two indicators. It's not just the employment or unemployment rate. It's also job growth and the length of the work week. These are two important statistics that you should follow in order to ascertain the underlying fundamentals of consumer confidence, which we turn to next.